Hello and welcome. My name's Campbell. This is Spiral Up, and we're back with Jo Gifford for another reading of Tarot with a Twist. This is for the, oh gosh, I just checked, 17th, is it? Yes, the 17th until the 21st of January, 2022. How did that happen? I thought it was just New Year's Eve, right? Like, how did we get 2 years? Oh, 2 years, 2 weeks, God. See, time's just crazy at the moment. And a lot of people are talking about, time speeding up and the quickening and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, lots happening. So what have the cards got to tell us for this week?
Okay. So before, I'm just going to shuffle while I'm talking.
Yes.
There was a comment about how some of the same cards come up over and over, particularly the ones that relate to clearing your past. And we have to realize that, as you and I have talked about, it's the layers of the onion. And if you attempted to clear something all in one go, it can be too much. It can be overwhelming. So you do it bit by bit. Estusa kambachetsi istusteze kambanjanda. Ustesi ke usteyasuku uchetsi ekuka achet sa amba akike che ezu umbotesa. Ikemba achet sukuyetsa akamba akike izetushta. So using something that has come up in my life, using myself as an example. So I have been doing my inner work for many, many, many years. And I had been skirting around an issue. And I had this sort of indication that something was happening. I had that one a few years later. I was told this. I had that vision. I had that memory come up. And over the years, it just was giving me confirmation that there was something there that I needed to see. And I didn't end up getting to it until last year, really getting to the core. And it was childhood sexual abuse. And it was too big to deal with earlier on in my life. So when stuff comes to you, it comes to you when you're ready, when you're able to handle it. So when the cards say, have a look at your past, have a look at your what you learned as a child, it's just saying, let's look at these things from that wiser position, because you're older, you've gone through a bit more, you have a bit more knowledge. Reflect back on that. And I can only say that through my own experience, I wasn't ready to deal with this issue until last year. And it was incredibly intense, very, very, very intense to get to the core of this, the things that I ended up believing about myself. Things like no worth, things like no value. And a lot of, when I finally got to the core of this, it explained why I had a lot of these issues. But I wasn't ready to get to the core until I had reached a level of maturity, spiritual maturity. It's a process. It's the journey there. So sometimes you have to revisit old stuff and just be patient and know that your soul has your best interests at heart. So you won't maybe get to the core of something until you're ready. So just deal with what's there and keep moving forward. Yeah?
Yep. Good advice.
Okay. So I'm going to do 2 readings, and I'm going to do 2 mini Celtic crosses. So just the core bit of the Celtic cross, and then do the unicorn cards. Okay.
Cool. Is that 5 cards, the Celtic cross?
1, 2, 6.
6.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you may hear the dogs barking in the background.
Yes.
So I'm house sitting 3 dogs here where I am. So I'm having lots of fun with them. All right. Okay. And one over here. All right. So reading number 1. The people for reading 1 are really ready for something new. They're ready. They're sort of like champing at the bit, wanting something new. Estu se e tushta kombochetsana. Sujeta. Sujeto tushteza atike u kombochetsa. Hie tushtai se tushte zigambietisanaya. Estu shesa akamakitse. Estia zakuyetsa ma akuteshte iketsa. So you guys are ready. You have, you're well prepared. You know what it is you want. You've got a good outline of it and everything. But you're tending to be a little bit too impetuous, a bit too champing at the bit, a bit too spinning the wheels in the dirt and not getting anywhere. So what you're being asked to do in this reading is to take a pause. It's to take a rest. And this is the card that is in the what spirit is trying to tell you. So why do we need a rest? We have been through the most intense year. And what happens when you're in a war or a battle is you suffer in that battle mentally and emotionally and spiritually. You face things that you've never faced before. You face challenges, you face conflict, you face your demise. All of these things are incredibly intense. So you need to honor yourself. You need to take a break. I've heard it described as light workers are suffering from PTSD. More so than the average citizen. The average citizen is having stress, but we've essentially, people on this journey, people who are awake, have essentially said, bring it on. Bring it on. I want to grow. I want to get there. I want things to change. And you've essentially opened yourself up to all this incoming energy because you are on the path. It was described to me, my journey many years ago, like an airport. And I'm the airport, and there are these planes circling the airport ready to land. And each plane is an issue, is your past, is an aspect, is a concept, a perception. And they're all stacked up, waiting to land. And as it comes in, you are in the thick of it. You are experiencing all the energies, maybe the trauma, maybe the confronting things within yourself. So what happens is, this is what I agreed to on my soul level, to be this type of a person, that the minute something lands and I deal with it, the next plane is getting ready to land and come in. And essentially, we've all done that. That's why we're here at this time. So for group number 1, I need you to take a beat. The cards are saying, take a breath. You're ready. You're just take the car or turn the car off, because at the moment you've got your foot on the accelerator, but you're not in gear because the body isn't fully replenished. The energy isn't fully built up again. So take a breath. And sometimes that means being honest with, again, with those people around you. That's being honest with saying, hey, I need a break. I need a gap. I need some space. And saying it to yourself as well. You have to recover before you move forward. You have to re-energize, build up your energy before you move forward again. So group 1, don't be so impetuous. Just take a breath. Just allow things to unfold and really focus on love of self. That's the unicorn card for reading 1. So find love and nurture yourself and take the pressure off yourself to achieve, to strive, to get to X, Y, Z. Just take a couple of breaths and rebuild your energy and honor the journey you've been on the last 2 years. Honor it by giving yourself a breather and letting go of that intense drive to create the new thing. És do kamba a chetsikena, si o tushtaka o cheke etso obotoshdeana. Izeke tsakamoche, si etushte zaka umbochena. Okuiata, asita con chekata ba ote sit e kakotuka e Sako uchits ungetsu to ita a uteki Sikote shte esi kumba achetsa ize tushta. Okay. Yes. Very really intense urging for you, for group 1, to acknowledge the last 2 years and to take a breather.
Yes, yeah, and then it is can be quite hard for a lot of light workers, because we always tend to feel we're not doing enough, and we always want to do more and more. But I think in the bigger picture, I mean, look around, right? We've definitely had a big impact on the world in the last few years. So yeah, take some time for yourself. Guess I probably need to hear that.
Yeah, and part of the programming of this planet is if you're not doing something, nothing is going to turn out the way that you want it or need it. But that isn't always the case. This is I read something in Facebook that I'm on God's payroll now. That my salary, or whatever you want to say, is coming from a higher place now. It's not mass to mass work. I work 5 hours to get 5 hours pay. That where we're moving to is that being in the flow and knowing that what we need comes to us. So this taking a breather is an opportunity to test that out. Okay, I'm going to take some time off. Let's see how the universe comes to rise and meet me in this choice. Let's give it a go. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to throw everything away. I'm not going to, resign or whatever. But I'm going to take a breather and just go, okay, how can the universe come to meet me in this journey that I'm on? Let go of the doing and allow and be receiving.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And group 2, you're being so the past card is you've gotten down to business. Again, this is sort of interesting again, working on yourself, being proactive. This is, you've not let up. You are wanting to understand yourself. You're wanting to grow and evolve. And this desire is what has set this in motion. Where you are is represented by the 5 of Swords. And this is being in a powerful position of choosing whether you're the winner or the loser, or the victor or the victim. It's having a malleable perspective on what's happening in the world, your place in the world, what you've achieved, all of those things. Now, this is the You Now card. So you're in that, well, you know, I'm going to choose how to be in this moment. I'm going to choose how to feel about this scenario. What's holding you back is you're crossed by the wounds you're carrying from your past. Now, how I define this card, one of the ways I talk about this card is, it's the glass half full and the glass half empty. I think we've had this card before. So there are two people, for example, who get retrenched. The first person goes, oh my God, what's everybody going to think? How am I going to live? Who am I when I'm not this person, this boss, or this type of employee? How do I survive? What am I going to do? The second person goes, okay, I am now going to go back to uni, or I'm going to become a painter, or I'm now going to take that trip to India that I always have dreamed of. It's the same physical situation, but differently approached. This person was raised to think a certain way, and this person was raised to think a certain way. This person is the glass half empty, and this person is the glass half full. So what you have to do is understand when you're the half full or the half empty, metaphorically, and that it is a choice. So if you find yourself as the half empty person, who am I? What am I going to do? How am I going to live? What's everyone going to think? Where group 2 is you are now at a point of shifting and going, letting it all go and saying, you know what? This is an opportunity. This is a moment of growth. This is a pivot point in my life. I'm just going to go for it. And that's where group 2 is. They're in that moment of being able to make that choice, which shifts because when you're a glass half full, you're emitting pessimistic energy or depressed energy or whatever. And when you shift to the glass half full, it changes to being wow and open and excited. So what's stopping people from having that malleability is the wounds from the past. So why do you think, where did you get your half full or half empty glass perspective? If you can identify it, if you can see a trend within the family, a trend or a concept, you know, you remember things, identifying it is good. Identifying it's going to be that first step. Then you have to be strong and let it go and take on that new half full perspective, metaphorically, whatever the issue is. So Spirit wants you to know that you are the lawgiver in your life. It can be done. You are not at the mercy of your past. You are not at the mercy of your emotions. You are not at the mercy of how anybody perceives you. You are the lawgiver. So when you understand that and find that malleability, find that flexibility and perception, next card that comes up is the Lover's card. So yes, this can be that it opens you up to get love, to have a partner. But the other, and why does that, well, you can probably put 2 and 2 together, why that would mean that you would attract a partner when you are that flexible. It's because it's change, and change brings new people to you, new experiences to you. But the other meaning behind the Lover's card is allowing people their own perspectives. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to condone what they think or believe, but you do have to allow them. You do have to say they are their programs. They are a result of their programs, and they are doing the best they can with the programs that they are trying to process. but they don't have to be my programs. So it's a live and let live philosophy. And that's the malleability thing. That's the, are you the winner or the loser? Are you the victim or the victor? If you're in a conflict with somebody and they're treating you a certain way, it's your choice to be the victim in that. If you stay in that situation, you can move out and take control of your life. This card allows you to walk away from that without any baggage. It allows you to understand that everybody's different, live and let live. And when you make that choice to view things differently, maybe to even walk away differently, it frees you up. It means you can leave whatever that situation is without the baggage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what then comes is accomplishment. This is getting what you want. And it's going to happen very soon. So it's saying that for group 2, you've done your work, you've been diligent. You have that flexibility of perception. You can make lemonade out of lemons. That's a powerful place to be. If you can't do that and you're being held back, it's because you were never shown that making lemonade was possible. You've believed that you have to carry those lemons around with you and that those lemons will apply to lots of different situations in your life, whether that's work, whether that's relationships. So you're strong, you are the lawgiver. It's a decision, it's a choice. Allow people their different perspectives. If they need to hold on to the lemons, let them. It's not your job to make them see differently, and to be at peace with the fact that they choose to carry around those lemons. And this is going to create you to move to another level of being free of that past that makes you unable to see, or that maybe previously made it unable to see lemonade was possible. So lots of analogies and phrases today.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big part of it is, a lot of people who are starting to try and manifest and see things differently and work towards it, they do all this work and visualize and get all happy and excited, and then the 3D world will throw something at them, and then bang, they're back into that old program. Yes. Of, oh my God, why does this happen to me? Blah, blah. So I think one, like you were talking about, one big bit is trust, right? Just trust like that the universe does have your back, and perspective. Don't judge so fast. Things are just things, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So what looks bad now may actually be a blessing come out to be a blessing in 3 months. It's like the story, of the man finds a horse. Everyone says, you're so lucky, you're so lucky. And he says, well, who knows if I'm lucky? And then his son's breaking the horse in, falls off, breaks his leg. And they go, oh, you're so unlucky. He says, who knows? And then the army come through and they take all the young men, but his son stays because he's got a broken leg. And so we don't know. Okay. So this whole thing of judgment, oh my God, that happened, that's so bad. If we can get over that and go, well, maybe there's something better happening. But if you're in the staying in the glass half empty, then your energy is going into producing what you don't want. So if you can just shift that perspective, even to just a maybe it's not bad, as long as it's not why me, this is bad, maybe this could be good, then the energy shifts. And like Jo says, you open up, you get rid of all the stuff in the bottle, and then you've got space for more new stuff to go in. So yes, I think a lot of trust, I think, is, we've really got to start looking at what's going on and trust that the universe has our back. We've done all the work, we're in the right position, and like you said, give it a go, right? Take some time off and see what happens. Do an experiment.
I would suggest that to everybody, actually.
Yeah,
Just
I
as
think
you
it's
said,
great.
let's have an experiment. Let's let go of all expectations and needs and say, okay, what would the universe bring to me
Yeah.
in this moment?
What does the universe want from me? Yeah, without our own, perspective of I want this, I want that, I need this, I need land. Everyone's, wants all this stuff at the moment because they want change. But yeah, maybe the universe has a bigger, better plan, because when we judge things, we kind of cut that out, don't we? So
Yes. Yeah.
little experiment for the week, maybe, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe just take some time off and just let it flow, let go, float down the river, and just be happy. Whatever comes your way, and know that it's all good. It's all for the best. And yeah, see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I think I shall give that a go.
Beautifully said, Campbell. Beautifully said.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So there you go, guys. Yeah, we're getting lots of the same readings. And as Jo said with the cards, we do see a lot, but keep in mind that these readings are for this audience. And because we have, a lot of the same people tuning in and people on the same vibration, that's why we are getting a lot of readings that are similar, because we're all going through similar things. So another week over. Oh my gosh. So that means that next week we're going to be doing the final reading for January. How did that even happen? We're definitely in the quickening, I think, but we're definitely in a place where, yeah, we need to let go of the old, trust, and start creating, the new future, and with trust, right? Let's see what the universe has in store for us.
And it's going to be beautiful. It's beautiful.
Indeed. And if you have that as a base, thought, everything's for my benefit, it all works out for me, I'm on God's payroll. Well, there you go. It can only work out good for you, right? There's a lesson in everything. Yeah. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. We'll be back next week. Of course, Jo will be back on Friday with the weekend reading, and I'll share that around as well. And Jo's links are below. So make sure you go and check out her channel, give her a like, subscribe, share it around. And also, if you would like to contact Jo, her webpage and details will be below as well. So thank you, Jo, for another reading.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for the light language and everything. And we'll talk to you next week.
Okie doke.
Thanks, Jo. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.